Hello and welcome back to The Reset. I am Sean Tucker. This is episode 86. When are you finally just going to quit? Can't you just give up already? Like, how long does it take? How many times do you want to lose and be defeated and humiliated over and over and over again? Isn't it time you spared yourself? Isn't it time you gave up and just let it go? Absolutely not. If you're like me, you don't quit. You do not quit. No matter how many times you fail, no matter how many times you lose, you get back up again and you try again. Sure, the time in between trying again, sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes it takes more effort. But do you give up? No. Do you quit? No. If things are truly not aligned, do you quit? Of course you do. Of course you do. You say no. It's okay to say no. One of my good friends, I remember when I was doing my training to become a breathwork facilitator, and they said in the comment section or in the chat, no is a fully formed sentence on its own. Isn't it? No. Actually, yeah, it is. It's powerful because the more you say no, the more you're actually opening up to possibilities and focused attention. Possibilities and momentum is created where your focus goes. And if I reflect back to the start of this podcast, my intention is not to get millions of views. My intention is not to get millions of followers. My intention is to develop and own my voice fully. And that's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly why I set the commitment to doing it every single day for at least a 10 to 15 minute episode. Sure, some have been shorter, but the overall message of me just speaking what it is that's on my mind, that's what I've been doing. And it's interesting because I'm now getting emails they're definitely automated emails, getting emails from not agencies, but other podcast hosts and people who want to get on people's podcasts. And they're literally sending me emails every single day. Can I be a guest on your podcast? They are scripting up a pitch every single email that they send. Some are automated and doing follow-ups, regular follow-ups. And it's quite rare. I don't think there's one that's been very standout that I'm like, yep, I'm going to interview you. Because I know that there are tools out there that allow you to do the research, allow you to send and see what the description is of the podcast episode. So when someone says they listen to it and I love what you said here, my question is, did you really see it? Or did you just let your AI tool find it? Because this is publicly available information. If you want to be a if you want to be a guest on my podcast, one, you have to understand that the intention for this podcast is not necessarily to have guests and me to interview them, but it's for me to actually learn and develop my voice and own my voice fully. So for you to get my attention, it actually has to be pretty important. It has to be really, let's say, quite attention grabbing. And have I thought about interviewing guests? Yeah, I have. Absolutely. And what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to use one of the tools that I have to go through the emails and to find out what guests I can have on my show that, would be really interesting conversations for my listeners and for my viewers. Because I don't want to just have anyone. I want to have people that I want to speak to and people that, will bring a lot of value to the audience who are listening and viewing right now, which is you. And so I really just wanted to say a big thank you and appreciation to you for listening and for viewing as well. And I guess ask the question too, because I love delivering value wherever I can. And the question I want to ask is, if you're not going to give up and quit on your dreams, then keep chasing, keep going, and search. There's different quotes or people that pop up into my head when I think of why I'm doing what I'm doing. People who have inspired me, people who have, been very successful in their career, in finding what it is that they like and what they love and what their unique manifestation is for their life. And one of the people that pops up into my head is Steve Jobs. When he was giving a talk to a whole bunch of university graduates or school graduates, and he said, if you haven't found what it is for you, keep looking. And I love that so much because there are so many people, especially in my space, that will advise people and show them what is successful for them, but they won't necessarily explore what that unique manifestation is for that person. And I guess it does come back to the intentions of why the relationship is even there. If I look at the coaching relationships that I have now with my mentors, it's pretty simple. It's out of respect, first and foremost. And secondly, I guess creating more value for the people who are spending time and spending money within these cohorts, because I don't see myself as a client necessarily, because for me, it's about becoming a strategic alliance partner within their business so that we can cross-refer, we can really build something that's even more impactful for their business as well. And, that takes a lot of trust. That takes an enormous amount of trust to get to that level. And oftentimes you do have to buy trust, right? You have to buy a seat at someone's table. You can't just spend time with them, message them. And, there are professional boundaries, there are personal boundaries that get in the way, of course. But how can you be of so much value to someone and continue to develop and build that relationship so the trust deepens, it thickens, and it basically turns into a business partnership or strategic alliance partnership where it's looking at the two visions and seeing where the intersection is and creating something that can really amplify the impact. Like that to me is way more motivating than just sitting there and thinking about, well, what can I do? What can I take from this person? It's never been my jam, and I'm sure it's not yours either. But it's not about collaborating with everyone either. People have ideas. You've probably had a million ideas. If I look at all the ideas that I've had in my business, you would see pages and pages of ideas. But ideas mean nothing without execution. Ideas literally mean nothing without execution. So those ideas can just sit there. If you don't water them, well, they're not going to grow. If you don't allow space and time for them, they're never going to grow. And this is why it's always about getting to know thyself and really trusting in the process, trusting in your own process, taking what you need, taking the nutrients in so that you can be self-sustaining and get yourself to the point where now you can actually look at developing those collaborations with people who are equally searching and seeking the same thing. Because that trust is the most important aspect when it comes to that. You really need to know what it is and have really, really clear understanding of how you can do it together. So are you going to quit, or are you going to keep going? Are you going to keep letting the process unfold for you and just keep on trusting, letting the trust thicken and deepen, and just keep building what it is you want? If you want to change the world, you first have to be the change you want to see in the world. It's as simple as that. So if you found value in this episode today, just share it with one person. That's all I ask in return for taking whatever value you got from this podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's episode.